From shrinking fries to smaller sandwiches, some of the biggest names in food are quietly making customers pay more for less. And in case you've not taken much notice, here are the 12 fast food giants that are raising prices and shrinking portions in 2025. Straight into it, let's take a look at Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen might be famous for flipping blizzards upside down, but in 2025 it feels like they're flipping prices instead. Fans of their soft-serve and burgers have noticed that while their wallets are getting lighter, their portions are getting smaller. That Dairy Queen Blizzard you love, it's definitely looking smaller these days. Let's not even talk about the fries. They're so small, you miss them if you blink. Like a lot of other fast food chains, Dairy Queen has quietly increased prices while serving up smaller portions. Whether it's inflation, supply costs, or just some corporate strategy, one thing's for sure, customers are noticing. If they keep reducing portion sizes, people might start asking for a magnifying glass with their order. So while Dairy Queen still serves up those classic sweet and savory treats, just be prepared to pay more for a little less. Hopefully, they don't start making mini blizzards the new regular. And speaking of regular, you might have your usual order at Subway, but now the size might be a bit different. For lovers of fresh and customizable sandwiches, Subway's always been the top choice, plus the footlong offers the best bang for your buck. A lot of people would grab the larger sub, eat half and save the rest for later, but in 2025, Subway is switching things up with a new snack-focused menu, including $3 hot wraps. At first glance, that sounds like a win for budget-conscious customers, but here's the catch. These wraps are tiny. While they might be a good option for a quick snack, they won't fill you up like a classic sub. Meanwhile, regular menu prices are slowly rising, making that footlong feel a little less like a steal. So while Subway is still serving up its famous sandwiches, the value that made them so popular might be shrinking faster than one of those new wraps. Hopefully, they don't start making the footlongs fun size next. Next up, we've got Starbucks. Starbucks has always been a go-to for caffeine lovers, but lately customers are noticing something suspicious: way more ice in their drinks. Their venti ice latte, half of it is basically just frozen water. People quickly caught on and started ordering their drinks with no ice, thinking they'd beat the system. But here's the thing, even without ice, the portion size isn't increasing. It seems like Starbucks has quietly reduced the actual liquid content no matter how you order. So whether you're sipping on an iced coffee or a fancy frappuccino, you might not be getting as much as you think. With prices still climbing, that's a tough pill to swallow, especially when all that extra ice is melting into disappointment. Coming in at number 9 is Wendy's. Wendy's has always prided itself on fresh, never-frozen beef, but in 2025, it feels like their portions are shrinking before our eyes. Fans of their burgers and fries have noticed that while prices are rising, the servings are getting tinier. Even their juicy Dave's single is starting to look more like a Dave's half. But the real kicker, Wendy's is introducing dynamic pricing, meaning the cost of your meal could fluctuate based on demand, just like airline tickets. So depending on when you roll up to the drive-thru, you might be paying even more for less food. And customers aren't too happy about these changes. Let's just hope Wendy's doesn't start charging surge prices for Frosties next, because that would be cold. And moving on swiftly, let's check out Burger King. When it comes to solid deals, Burger King has always been popular, but lately they've been quietly taking a couple of bites out of the menu, literally. If you've always loved their 10-piece chicken nuggets, well, Burger King seems to think that's just a little too generous. Carol's Restaurant Group, which runs about 14% of Burger King locations, has decided to drop the nugget count from 10 to 8. The reason? They claim it's to partially offset inflation without raising prices. But let's be real, paying the same amount for fewer nuggets is a price increase in disguise. So now if you're craving a full 10-piece, you'll have to drop extra cash. It's a classic case of getting less for more. That's not exactly the royal treatment customers were expecting. Guess Burger King's new motto should be, have it, but just a little less your way. And that's pretty much the same thing you get at McDonald's. Sure, they might still be the king of fast food, but in 2025, customers are feeling a little short-changed, especially when it comes to the Quarter Pounder with Cheese Deluxe. Fans have even taken to Reddit to air their frustrations, pointing out that the once hefty burger is looking way slimmer than what's advertised. Their prices have shot through the roof and quality and size have plummeted. Many customers are noticing this. They're paying more, but they're getting less beef for their buck. When the Quarter Pounder starts looking more like an 1/8 pounder, people are bound to notice. At this rate, customers might start wondering if they need to supersize just to get a meal that actually fills them up. And now for Arby's. They still have the meat, but apparently not as many fries or drinks anymore. In 2025, customers are noticing that while prices stay the same, portion sizes are quietly shrinking and people aren't thrilled about it. The small combo meal now comes with a drink that looks like it belongs on a kid's menu. And this is because Arby's corporate has officially shrunk all drink and fry sizes. What used to be a small is now extra small. The medium is what the small used to be, and the large, well, it's just the old medium. Now, Arby's has always been a little bit more expensive than most fast food chains, but at least customers felt they were getting their money's worth. Now, people are wondering if they should order 2 fries just to get a full serving. Moving on quickly, the next fast food restaurant that's been increasing prices and reducing portion sizes is Five Guys. Five Guys used to be known for their mountain of fries, where a small order meant a whole bag filled with crispy golden goodness. But their fries aren't spilling over anymore. In fact, they're barely filling the container. Some people have even started calling them Five Fries. For many years, Five Guys fans justified the higher prices because of the overflowing portions. But now, with prices still high and servings shrinking, people are starting to wonder if their money is better spent somewhere else. If this keeps up, they might have to rename themselves because at this rate, well, they're cutting back on everything. And approaching the end of our list, let's check out Panera Bread. Panera Bread's You Pick 2 combo has long been a hit with fans. Get a soup, a half sandwich, or a half salad, and you're set for a satisfying meal. But in 2025, it seems like you're no longer getting your money's worth. Complaints have been flying about shrinking portion sizes, with many customers noticing that their half sandwiches are now more like quarter sandwiches. People have pointed out that the soup portions are looking smaller too. While Panera hasn't raised prices yet, the shrinking portions are leaving many feeling a little cheated. What used to feel like a hearty, filling meal now feels more like a light snack. Guess they want customers to no longer pick 2, now you pick just enough? And now for the final 3 fast food chains on our list, we have literally the biggest names you could think of, starting with Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwich has been a great option for a lot of people, but in 2025, it's looking a bit, well, shrunk. Redditors are calling out the fast food giant for reducing the size of the chicken breasts in their iconic sandwiches. Nowadays, the sandwich is comically small compared to just a year ago, and it's not only the sandwich. Waffle fry portions are getting smaller too, leaving customers wondering where all the food went. Chick-fil-A's always been a fan favorite for quality and quantity, but now it seems like the portions are taking a hit. And as prices stay high, it feels like the extra in extra crispy just doesn't hit the same anymore. Looks like customers might need to order 2 sandwiches just to get their fill and hope the fries don't shrink even more. Now, just before the last entry, we have to mention Chipotle. When it comes to big loaded burritos and bowls, Chipotle is your guy. But in 2025, some customers are finding their meals a little less packed than before. Portion sizes, especially for things like rice and guac, seem to be shrinking. The burritos are now looking sadly small compared to what they used to be, with the usual heaping scoop of rice replaced by just a few spoonfuls. And if you're a fan of guac, you're probably feeling the sting as well. Many have noticed that the extra charge for guacamole isn't matched by the portion you get. The burrito that used to weigh a ton now seems a little lighter, and it's not because you're getting more veggies. While Chipotle hasn't raised prices dramatically, the smaller servings are definitely making some people wonder if their usual order is still worth the money. And for the last but definitely not any less disappointing fast food chain that's basically been taking more money out of customers' pockets, KFC. KFC has always been known for its crispy, finger-licking chicken, but these days customers are noticing that their buckets are feeling a little lighter. The portions seem to be shrinking, with many people pointing out that their 2-piece or 4-piece orders are coming with noticeably smaller pieces of chicken. It's like they gave me the miniature version of what people used to get. And it's not just the chicken. Sides like mashed potatoes and coleslaw are looking smaller too. As prices continue to climb, it's starting to feel like the finger-licking good part might only apply to the taste, not the portion size. If KFC doesn't watch out, their customers might start trading in their buckets for a value-sized snack instead. That's all for this video on 12 fast food giants that are raising prices and shrinking portions in 2025. Which of these fast food chains shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments section and enjoy our other videos.